Okay, very good. So now it is our duty to start with the undersecretaries of the Ministry of Energy presentation. It's a great honor to have him here. Francisco Javier Lopez is a lawyer from the Catholic University, and he's also certificated in business administration by the Northwestern University School of Law. And during the first government of Sebastián Piñera, he was actually the legal advisor of the undersecretary of the Ministry of Health and also the Treasury Ministry. And he was a director of health policies in the Ministry of Public Works. And by July 2019, he was also the coordinator of regulations of the Ministry of Economy. And in July 2019, he was appointed by President Sebastián Piñera as the Undersecretary of Energy. So, Mr. Undersecretary, welcome, and the floor is all yours. Thank you so much, Catherine, for your presentation. Thank you so much, also, Gabriel Holguín, Manuel, and the organizers in general, Catherine, Ivan, Eduardo. And I'd like to greet everyone actually who is joining us today in this very important conversation about some important issues, such as energy transition and the model of new transmission for the following years. So these kind of spaces actually are extremely technical and specialized, but they contribute so that we can keep progressing and improving our energy sector in our country because these spaces allowed us to share information, different perspectives as well. And little by little, they start to promote knowledge from all stakeholders of this particular industry. As Catherine was saying, I've participated in several of these events, and you always learn something, you get something out of these particular events thanks to the contribution of Sigre, especially regarding distribution, knowledge of all of these topics. And at the same time, internationally and during the last weeks, the discussion is pretty much based on what happened on COP26 and the importance that the different agreements have so that we can actually take care of what humans have produced in our planet, global warming, etc. So we should evaluate the impacts that internationally we're going to are actually occurring right now, and the manifestation of this is imminent. And we have droughts, we have forest fires, we have floods, and if we do not take specific measures so that we can reduce CO2 emissions and the greenhouse gas effects, this will continue, and actually global warming will increase above 1.5 in the following decades. Actually, some of the scenarios that we are facing are showing that the oceans and the earth will be less effective to reduce CO2 emissions, and most of the changes that have happened cannot be reversed. So it is urgent to use the different wills and the different opportunities so that we can face these challenges and we can face this climate emergency, because the opportunities in our country have to do with clean energies, because clean energies will allow us to transform our electric grid and actually reduce over 70% of CO2 emissions. And we have the will to do that, and we've taken actions as a country, and we are decided to do this, especially to become carbon neutral. So some of the elements that we will discuss in this seminar, such as challenges, opportunities of smart grids, the new business models, international experience regarding the implementation of smart grids, and cybersecurity, all of these things are important elements of energy transition. We are moving forward towards a cleaner grid so that we can reach carbon neutrality. And actually, technological changes have a lot to do with this because they allowed us to evolve the electric sector, as has happened with renewable energies in our country. And of course, this will increase and this will be part of the sustainable development of our country. And Chile has special conditions to do this, and we have the potential uh, to export energy and to promote the decontamination of huge economies with green hydrogen, for example, and other productive processes of our country. So today we are facing a context in which we are closer to our users in comparison to what happened some decades ago. They can use, store, and generate energy at a small scale and with a competitive price as well. And technological developments are actually getting better and better. So we are fortunate enough to be part of a dynamic sector and also a very, very challenging sector. And at the same time, we have the responsibility to define this sector and to provide benefits to our society. So electromobility is actually one of the most important changes in the following decades, and we need to analyze the way we will see these and assess these in the following years because the energy consumption in our country has to do with the transport sector. Actually, more than 80% comes from oil-derived energy. So, a few weeks ago, we started the electromobility strategy to clean our cities and at the same time to generate some major challenges for our electric grid. And we will start having a better interaction with electric vehicles in our network because, of course, this will be needed, especially to work on electromobility and to have a better convergence between electric vehicles and the network. And something very important as well is to see what's happening with the electric distribution and storage. And we've been promoting different challenges and strategies so that users can store. We are promoting green credits, the Licino ESCO, and also co-funding and subsidies by the state so that they can incorporate these kind of systems, such as the program that we have for houses, such as Casa Solar program, and we just launched the second version of this and put some energy to your business or small business so that small businesses can also become part of electromobility, renewable energies, and energy efficiency. So all of these technological changes actually will allow us to improve, but at the same time, they challenge the electric grid. So the electric grid is the most important infrastructure upon which we should work because we will support ourselves on this grid so that we can improve things. Because equity and energy transmission are extremely important to improve things. In the last years, we've been working on promoting this so that we can get a better framework adapted to the different dynamics and speeds of the electric field or sector, and at the same time, so that we can have the benefits, the environmental benefits of all of these changes, and also the economic benefits that go with it. And these also present some challenges for the industry and for citizens as well. So I'd like to congratulate all of you for generating this space. And hopefully today and tomorrow we will have some great days so that we can discuss these very interesting topics within our country. Thank you so much. There we go. Thank you so much for being here, for participating, and for your contribution. Thank you so much.